Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side. Otherwise, you will miss the latest videos.
Guys, it's a lot of hard work to learn astrology and techniques. But it's more harder to implement it on a chart because no technique in astrology works 100%. It's more harder than that to predict it publicly. And it's more harder when you are a popular person, popular astrologer. At each of these stages, fear keeps on building up. When you're young in astrology, not popular, you can easily go and predict publicly. Why? If you fail, it's okay, fine, no problem. No problem. Now this fear over a period of time creates a huge blockage in your chakras, which prevents you from learning new techniques. You're scared, what if the technique really does not work? It worked on 7 charts, but in the 8th it does not work then. So this is a problem I have seen over a period of decades, many astrologers facing. The more popular astrologers, they do not participate in quizzes or blank charts or when they feel they are being tested, etc. and all that. Same has happened to me, and over a period of time, as such I am externally I talk a lot, but internally I'm a very shy, private person, So this has made me more private because I don't participate in quizzes. I don't participate in any other public events, etc. and all that. What I want to say is this leads to a big hampering of astrological knowledge from coming up. If people don't share, people see the students, how do they think? They go for such teachers who publicly predict. But there might be many teachers who are far better and they do not publicly predict. So what I want to do is, I want to encourage each and everybody of you, from young ones in astrology to old ones in astrology, to come out and participate in our quizzes. We are planning restarting our quizzes. We did it many years back on YouTube. We did it many years back on, Facebook and all that.
The Varahamihir Awards.
Yeah. So what are we going to call these quizzes is? The Varahamihir Excellence Awards. And we're going to start this on 6th June. And what we're going to do is give a week to people to participate and then lock it. Now, earlier when we started, problem was the consistency of revealing the answer, the next quiz, that, etc. and all that. Now I brought in a veteran of quizzes who's handled more than 450 quizzes publicly on social media, on Facebook and all that. So he knows to be unbiased, he knows how to keep the answer secrets, he knows how to select the winners, he knows how people cheat on Facebook with fake IDs, okay? He knows how group of people, they select multiple answers, then say you select this, I'll select this, he will select this. At least one person will win. So he knows the game, And of course still people might beat him at this game, but most important thing is he is a veteran. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my dear friend Ricardo Rivera. Ricardo, hi,
Thank you.
welcome to Saptarishis.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for agreeing to take up this project, and it's not an easy one.
Right.
You know, you got to select the right chart. You have to give the full birth details so that people can construct it in their softwares. You have to give the questions. You got to put the questions in such a manner that it's not too difficult, not too easy.
Right.
You know, and you got to know, most important, the regular culprits,
Right.
the IDs they use, etc.
Right.
So how do we plan? How do you plan to? I'm so sorry. How do you plan to? How do you plan to implement this, and by when?
So as you said, we're starting on 6th of June, and for this quiz we'll be giving a chart. Of course, birth details are given, the charts are given, Vargas, Dashas, and maybe the most recent transit chart. We can't give all the transits.
No, even if you
If
just
they
give the
want.
word details.
Yeah, but we'll give some charts.
Some charts, yeah.
Certain relevant charts we will give.
Yeah.
And we will have 5 questions. Not too easy, not too difficult, medium. Yeah. So that almost everyone can participate and they can get some right. And there will be winners, which you have so graciously you have announced prizes. You can tell us about the prizes.
Yes, you know, I want to encourage them, but from also a religious point of view, you know, that they get blessings. Okay, religious is the wrong word, spiritual point.
Spiritual.
Yeah, and so I've decided a huge 6-inch idol. Okay, not hollow from inside, complete silver, 6 inches, whatever. You know, that's what I'm right now finalizing on, and of Lakshi Ganesh.
Okay.
Because we require Ganpati for blessings for Jyotish,
Right.
and of course we also require Mahalakshmi's blessings for our family and other needs. So that is the first prize I'm thinking. At least for the first 2-3 quizzes we'll do that. Then the second, third, fourth, fifth prize, okay, would be either books from Saptarishi publications and some rare books, okay, of Sri K. M. Rao and all that, which is slightly second-hand kind of feeling now because we stored it for a long time.
But difficult to find.
Difficult.
Rare books.
Difficult to find, you know, and or they might be back in reprint, you know, but we have it, and a book is a book, you know,
Right.
especially if it is coming from K. M. Rao's heart. And
Right.
I personally believe if you ask me to buy any book in this world, okay, and you have 2 copies of it, okay, one very fresh one, and the second an old one or slightly twisted and all that, I'll go for this.
Mhm.
I'll go for this. And I've been so lucky, by the way, let me deviate. I've been very lucky. People in the last 15 years of Saptarishis, this is our 15th year,
Right.
okay, have called me up, given me manuscripts, okay, in Sanskrit, various other languages, and I tell them, okay, I'm grateful to them. They've given me books. Given me books which are almost broken.
Oh.
I can buy Swami Rama's Living with the Himalayan Masters, and I had an original copy. Okay, my friend Ravindra Bhagwan, he gave me a second-hand copy. It's his own copy, but
Right.
very old and kind of broken in between. The love and knowledge I got, the spiritual bliss I got with this second-hand copy, I read it every day for 3 years in the night, 2012 to 2015.
Okay.
Rereading. That was my favorite thing. I'll come home in the night by 11, 12. I'll read it for an hour. Yeah. Anyway, coming back to this thing. Maybe it could be a photocopy of some rare books. I'll have to just request Amit Bhai because my books are in his godown. Okay. So it could be anything. Okay. But of course, the main prize would be something pretty substantial. I should not use the word costly, expensive, but it will be quite substantial. Okay. Then I want to be innovative in this with remedies also, and at the same time value of it. Like I want to give a photo frame for the second, third, fourth, fifth, okay, which I just finalized, okay. photo frame where a couple can put their photograph.
Gold plated.
And the frame is going to be gold plated.
Right.
Okay.
Because
Why?
it's a remedy.
It's a remedy for bonding. For
Right.
more bonding, more love, harmony, you know, kind of thing.
Between husband and wife.
Between husband and wife. Okay, we will be giving certificates to all the winners. Okay,
Right.
they might not be the prize winners. Suppose 35 people answers it. Okay,
Right.
so we will have 35 certificates couriered to them or whatever. You know, but we will be selecting 5.
Yeah, but in that also the answers have to be logical
Yes.
and systematic.
Yes, that's the condition he put, and he had a very great point about it. We don't want a yes or no answer. So he told me yesterday, why don't you say to that?
Yeah, so what happens is anyone can select answers. It's like a multiple choice exam. You just put A, B, like whatever, A, C, D, E, F, anyhow. But that could be a fluke, or you can flip a coin and choose the answers, or whatever way. But how do we know that you used astrology to pick the answer? And the reason we are having the quiz is for people to learn. So when whoever is participating puts the answer with their logic, everyone can see the logic. And when people win, they know, okay, these are the right answers. And this is the method that this person used to analyze that this planet here with this aspect, whatever, the dasha, transit, everything has caused this event. So everyone gets to learn.
Right.
But if we just put answers, it's no different from a multiple choice test in school, which people can just through luck win. But here, with logic and provided the answers systematically explained, short, of course, it doesn't have to be like a 5-page answer, few lines with what they saw in the chart, and that's the reason the answer was given.
Yeah, I want to bounce an idea with you. You got to agree on this or disagree, whatever. Okay. Let's assume we have 20 winners, all giving good logic, systematically.
Okay.
I would select, okay, I mean it's up to you, I would select the guy who has, apart from the logic, he has additionally given in 1 or 2 lines, okay, here the reason I use the 64th Normash method, okay, is because of this, or rather he explains the 64th Normash method in 2 lines.
Mm-hmm.
That would help
Yes.
further a student to really learn.
Right.
Because the student might see in the astrology, fine. But I'm really young in astrology, just 1 year old in astrology. So I would go for that guy,
Right.
that answer. And then at the end of the week, when you announce you're starting on 6th, okay, let's
Right.
assume 12 o'clock you're starting, or whatever time, okay, you're selecting.
In the daytime,
What?
but we'll check.
We'll check.
We'll announce the time.
Yeah. When you give the answers, okay, apart from the textual posting in the Facebook forum, Saptarishis Astrology research group, so if you haven't joined it, please join it over there, because you'll see some of the best astrologers replying to the quizzes. So, when you post the answer, if you would also put it in a Word file, okay, what was the quiz, what was the answer selected, copy pasted. So future 10 years from now, somebody comes in and joins Saptarishis Astrology research group, okay?
Okay.
He downloads the file, he gets to learn so much.
Right.
It is like saving it for posterity,
Okay.
And then we would, how do we verify the people you have posted, the names?
We'll check we'll ask them to give IDs.
Yeah.
So we know the genuine people are not
Fake
fake
IDs.
IDs, because one person might have 5 IDs
Yeah.
or 10 IDs, but they'll have to. That I'll tell them.
Process.
Yeah, when the
Time
winners
comes.
list is announced, at that time we'll tell them how we will verify.
Great.
Right now it's not necessary.
Not necessary. And what I was also thinking, when we courier it to them, so you announce the answer now, it might take you a week, for the
Right.
certificate to be printed, this, that, couriered, etc.
Right.
When we receive the courier. So maybe at the end of the month, or once in 20 days, 15 days, rather fortnightly, we invite those winners on Zoom, on
Right.
video, okay, and ask them to visually also, because when people see visually, okay,
Right.
so on YouTube and other forums, we can put it. They will understand the chart better. He
Right.
explains it. He gets more time to explain it.
Right.
You know, because here he's giving it in brief.
Right.
The same logic, whatever he's given, he probably expands it for us. You know, so 3-4 people they come, we can have an hour session,
You can do that.
and people learn on YouTube also. Of course, this quiz we will also be posting, no doubt, on Saptarishis Astrology Research Group. Okay, and this quiz we will also be posting it visually on YouTube. So on 6th June, when he announces it, you will also see it on YouTube. In the comment section, you can reply. Okay, that's the way. Anything else you would like to add? You know,
think
how's
that's
been
the
your
way.
experience? You know, you conducted so many quizzes. Don't you get frustrated with the people who cheat?
People cheat, but then again, what happens is a lot of people get to learn. Because when you read something in a book or you learn something in a class, a new person doesn't have charts. Here we are using a verified chart that we have checked. We know the chart is right and the events have happened, that what we are asking. So they get some confidence that okay, at least we'll know the right answers. Regardless of whether they win or lose, of course, everyone wants to win, but they also win the knowledge of seeing how the chart was analyzed, why the winners got the answers. So they learn over time, they learn practical application of astrology. The quiz is more practical than any class you will do because it's an exam, sort of like an exam.
You know, one thing I like about Ricardo is, you know, I've been discussing with him, Dasamsa, this last few days we spent a lot of time, you know. He understands that astrology just cannot be a social media learning system. It needs to have classical base. So he was telling me about the various classics, etc. and all that, you know, and how difficult it is to decode classics. You know, it's not easy because the Rishi just gives a sutra and then disappears. Because he's supposed to teach. Those sutras are just learning aids, you know. So here, I would like the scholars of astrology to come forward and when they are explaining a chart, to also quote the classic. There is no need to do that. If it is possible, fine. But if someone does it, 1 out of the 100 people does it, it will help encourage the young ones to carry that tradition of quoting shlokas. You know, if you travel to South India or some rare corners of North India, East, West also, you know, every prediction when the astrologist sees a chart, every prediction he has to make, first thing he'll say, Brihad Jataka chapter so and so, shloka number so and so, and he'll quote because he has memorized it. He verbally quotes it, and then he'll give the prediction. You know, so this is the old method because nowadays I don't think so. 1 in a million is even left to do that. I've seen those astrologers. Even people in my office also have seen them. Okay. But so anyway, thank you so much, Ricardo. You know, you lifted this. I've been searching for somebody for the last so many years who can do this, and finally I realized you're the guy. I know you since years. You know, I could have contacted, and I spoke to, you know, so many of our volunteers, you know, but nobody wanted to take it forward. You know?
Right.
So this is something. It's a good initiative. It will bring in fresh blood. It will bring out a lot of hidden talents,
Right.
which we would love them to come forward. You know, the people who win, they can come forward, write articles to us, you know, do YouTube videos or whatever, as long as knowledge comes out.
Right.
Because Saptarishis Astrology does not belong to those people who hide knowledge. Yes, little bit hiding, fine. But we need to have variety of knowledge coming from north, south, here, there. So anyway, I have taken enough of your time, guys. See you very soon, and see you also on 11th June onwards. So we have this 5 weeks thing on every weekend, the career webinar, 39 lectures from some of the best astrologers and very unique lectures that I have handpicked. You know, the content I have handpicked, the topic I have handpicked in such a manner that people do not know about that content. You know, it's very, very, very unique. Nobody's ever done this. So The links are there down below this video. Thank you.
Thank you.